For centuries, the story of the Exodus has captivated believers and skeptics alike. The plight of the Israelites, enslaved in a foreign land, resonates with the human spirit's yearning for freedom. But it's the dramatic escape, orchestrated through a series of devastating plagues, that truly captures the imagination. Who brought these plagues to Egypt? Was it the hand of God, a force beyond our understanding, reaching down to alter the course of human events? Or could there be another explanation, hidden within the annals of history and the mysteries of the natural world? Join us now as we delve into the heart of ancient Egypt, a time of pharaohs and pyramids, of gods and miracles. We'll revisit the 10 plagues, those terrifying displays of power that shook Egypt to its core. From the Nile transformed into a river of blood to the agonizing death of firstborns, we'll examine the biblical accounts and explore the interpretations offered by scholars and theologians over time. This is a journey through history, faith, and the very essence of our relationship with the divine. Let's explore the 10 plagues that struck Egypt as recorded in the Bible. Don't forget to like, follow and share for more biblical clips. The Nile, lifeblood of Egypt, its waters, a source of sustenance, transportation and life itself. But imagine, if you will, a day when the life-giving Nile transforms into a river of death. The waters, once teeming with fish, now ran thick and red, a gruesome testament to an unseen power. The stench of decay filled the air, a suffocating reminder of the river's transformation. Fish, once plentiful, floated lifeless on the surface, their bodies rotting in the unrelenting sun. The Egyptians, their survival inextricably linked to the Nile, were driven to desperation. Digging frantically for water, they found only the same crimson liquid, a constant reminder of the plague that had gripped their land. As if the blood-red Nile wasn't horrifying enough, another plague emerged from the depths. Frogs, in numbers exceeding imagination, swarmed the land. They hopped through the streets, invaded homes, and even found their way into the Pharaoh's palace. No place was safe from their slimy presence. These weren't simply a nuisance, they represented a disruption of the natural order, a world turned upside down. The Egyptians, accustomed to the predictable rhythms of the Nile, were now held captive to the relentless croaking and the ever-present threat of stepping on a writhing amphibian. The very ground beneath their feet turned against the Egyptians. Dust, that ever-present reminder of the arid climate, became a breeding ground for lice. They crawled on skin, burrowed into hair, and infested every crevice of Egyptian life. The discomfort was relentless, an itchy torment that offered no escape. The infestation spread like wildfire, affecting not just the Egyptians, but their livestock as well. Animals suffered, their hides covered in the tiny parasites. The plague of lice was a constant irritant, a gnawing reminder of the power that held Egypt captive. Chapter 4. A kingdom of flies. The air, thick with the stench of the Nile and the discomfort of the lice, became unbearable as swarms of flies descended upon Egypt. They buzzed relentlessly, a constant irritant that disrupted sleep, spoiled food, and spread disease. The Egyptians, already on edge, were driven to the brink. Imagine trying to swat away a cloud, only to realize it's not a cloud but a living, buzzing mass of insects. The flies were everywhere, a constant reminder of the plagues that gripped their land. Even the Pharaoh, accustomed to the comforts of the palace, could not escape the relentless onslaught. Chapter 5. Death of the livestock. The fifth plague struck at the heart of the Egyptian economy and their very survival. Their livestock, animals once healthy and strong, succumbed to a devastating pestilence. Cows, sheep, goats and horses all perished, their bodies littering the fields. The loss was devastating, not just in terms of food and resources, but also emotionally. These animals represented livelihoods, companions, and a way of life. Their deaths, swift and merciless, were a stark reminder of the fragility of life itself. Chapter 6. A plague of boils. The sixth plague was a personal attack, a painful affliction that spared no one. Boils, agonizing and festering, erupted on the skin of the Egyptians. From the lowliest peasant to the Pharaoh himself, all suffered the burning, itching torment. Imagine the constant pain, the inability to find comfort, the fear that this affliction might never end. The boils were not merely a physical ailment, they were a psychological torment, a visible reminder of the power that held Egypt in its grip. Chapter 7. The heavens opened, but instead of life-giving rain, a devastating hailstorm rained down upon Egypt. Hailstones, some as large as fists, pounded the land, destroying crops, shattering roofs, and killing livestock caught in the open. The sky, normally a brilliant blue, turned an ominous black, illuminated by flashes of lightning and the roar of thunder. The hailstorm was a display of raw power, a force of nature unleashed upon the land. Fields, once brimming with promise, were reduced to a wasteland. The Egyptians, already reeling from the previous plagues, were now faced with the prospect of famine. As if the hailstorm wasn't devastating enough, a new horror descended upon Egypt: locusts. They arrived in a cloud so thick it blotted out the sun, their buzzing a deafening symphony of destruction. These weren't just any insects, they were a plague of biblical proportions, devouring everything in their path. Fields already ravaged by the hailstorm were stripped bare. Trees were left as skeletons, their leaves devoured by the relentless swarm. The locusts left nothing behind but a trail of devastation, a stark reminder of the fragility of life in the face of such overwhelming power. Imagine a darkness so profound it felt like a physical weight, pressing down, suffocating. For 3 days, Egypt was plunged into an impenetrable blackness, a darkness that seemed to consume even hope. The sun, normally a source of life and warmth, was completely obscured. This wasn't merely the absence of light, it was an oppressive, almost tangible darkness, a darkness that seeped into the hearts of the Egyptians, amplifying their fear and despair. In the darkness they stumbled and cried out, their pleas for relief echoing through the empty streets. The 10th and final plague was the most devastating, the one that finally broke Pharaoh's resolve. It was a plague that targeted the most vulnerable, the most precious, the firstborn children. In every Egyptian household, from the humblest dwelling to the grand palace, a chilling silence fell. The cries of grief were universal, a heartbreaking symphony of despair. The Pharaoh, his own heart heavy with loss, finally relented. The Israelites, their own firstborn spared by the angel of death, were free to go. The plagues of Egypt stand as a stark reminder of the power that shapes our world. Whether viewed through the lens of faith or the perspective of history, they offer a glimpse into the forces that can alter destinies and reshape civilizations. Were they acts of divine intervention, a testament to the God of Israel's might? Or were they, as some scholars suggest, a series of natural disasters, unfortunate coincidences that converged to create a perfect storm of devastation? The answer, like so much of history, remains shrouded in mystery. But one thing is certain: the plagues of Egypt continue to resonate with us today. They remind us of the fragility of life, the power of belief, and the enduring human struggle for freedom. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, and share for more biblical clips.